You are about to enter the courtroom of
Judge Simp Supreme.
the
Simps
people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is
Judge Simp Supreme.
Welcome everyone to the courtroom. Today's case is a big one, as today we are putting the ex-Prince Harry of England, still Prince by blood, no longer in the royal family. He is under question of being a simp, as he has betrayed, perhaps betrayed, all of mankind, all of men, with his recent actions. Prince Harry's character has been in question as of late, since he left the royal family to please his wife, Meghan Markle. To say that this makes him a simp is questionable and not a reasonable thing to do, especially a man and a court, a judge of this high status. But recently, Prince Harry has been caught selling his guns. Reported by The Sun, we have a quote here: Prince Harry has sold his handmade hunting rifles to another game hunter for 50,000 euros. The reason for this? Well, we have some more quotes from Jane Goodall, the master of chimps, the conservationist, the famous conservationist, conservatist from Africa who worked with chimps. A very good source was caught saying, and by caught I mean asked and she told, I think Harry will stop because Meghan doesn't like hunting. That's what she recently told Radio Times. So we know from a good source that Prince Harry has quit hunting, and it seems that the reason he quit hunting is for his wife, and we also know that he sold his weapons. Some of the background on Harry and his hunting career, we have another, it would be very important, because if he just sold his guns, then that doesn't matter if he's never hunted before, or if he didn't even like hunting. So we have a quote here about his hunting. Harry first learned to shoot as a child and once killed a 1-ton buffalo and posed for a photograph with his trophy kill. But in the years since, he's gone off the sport and become, quote-unquote, more enlightened. Sources told the paper that he gave up hunting to please Meghan, who was opposed to hunting. So there we have another source saying that not only did he give up hunting to please his wife, but he has grown up hunting. That is all the information needed for this case. We will now hear the reasoning for why his actions make him a simp. Number one, he is being subservient to his wife by selling guns, while she brings nothing to the table. If you recall, this is under the first definition, the most primary definition of simp, which is putting himself in a subservient position under a woman in hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table. In this situation, he is selling his guns for the purpose of unknown. But what we do know is that she is not bringing anything in return. It's not he's selling his guns and she does this in return. It's he is selling his guns simply because she asked him to. Next, he was raised a hunter, practiced it until she asked him to stop. What this means is you can assume that he enjoyed hunting, that he liked hunting, that it was a hobby of his. He didn't just hunt once or twice. He hunted his whole life, and he didn't stop until she asked him to stop. Meanwhile, while not only just enjoying the sport, he had a huge $50,000 collection. While this may have been some sort of family passed on collection, I would argue that this was a personal collection for the reason of he sold it to another person outside the royal family. If this was a royal family collection of guns, then it would have made more sense for him to just give it to someone else in the royal family. But he didn't do that. He sold it outside the family. Now, say that it is a family passed on collection. Well then, why did he sell it outside the family? The things that you can take from this inquiry, this piece of information, is that he is, number one, giving up a passion of his, and a manly passion of his. This isn't a dainty sport. This is hunting, killing for blood, for meat. This is it dates back to thousands of years. This is a manly tradition. Men have been the hunters for thousands of years. Women can hunt too. I 100% acknowledge that. But this has been in the past and is now still traditionally a manly hobby. He's giving that up. And then what else it could mean if we were to take into the light that perhaps he sold a family-owned gun collection to an outsider for his wife. It seems that not only is his wife disrespecting his manly passions and his own self-interest, but she's also disrespecting his family. Not only in telling him to stop his family tradition, but also telling him to sell a family-owned, passed-on relic. Last reason. He may have done it because Meghan was denying him. If Meghan was denying Prince Harry in bed, sexual reasons, and he was to give up the things I've mentioned previously just to get her to sleep with him, that absolutely, under the terms, to make him a simp. The last definition of simp. A man prides himself in chivalry in hopes of getting sexual gratification from women. It seems to fit the bill to me. We have now heard the reasons for him being a simp. So now we must give Prince Harry a fair trial. So we are now going to go over the reasons why he may not be a simp. The first reason, he may simply love his wife. Loving your wife means that you give sacrifices for them. But love is a two-way street, and in that case, it would be assumed that she loves him too. The next reason, he may have only hunted for tradition. Maybe he didn't like that. If he only hunted for tradition, why did he take the time to collect $50,000 worth of guns? But it is still a point to think about. The next point, he simply just agrees with his wife. He's gotten to a point where he's getting older and he thinks that hunting and eating meat is not a progressive thing to do, and he just wants to be a progressive couple with his wife. Perhaps this creates some sort of new argument that Prince Harry is a beta. Something along those lines. The rebuttal for these reasons simply could just be that if he loves his wife, if he only ever hunted out of traditions, he's just a progressive now. Kind of cringe. But this is all for the defense. It is now time for Judge Simp Supreme to make his final judgments. I, Judge Simp Supreme, with the divine order of the court, I declare Prince Harry, for giving up his own manly passions for the sake of pleasing a woman, despite loving her, which is kind of cringe, to be convicted of being a simp. Thank you guys, everyone, viewers, for taking a part in this discussion, this hearing. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the channel. Let us know what you think about Prince Harry. Is he a simp? Is he worse than that? Is he a cuck? Maybe he's not a simp at all. Maybe you disagree with Judge Simp Supreme. Let us know what you think, and have a wonderful day.